Good morning, Mo'ai V'Abotei. Be'ez Hashem Mincha is going to be 4:35. Please be on time. The learning today is the Ilui Nishmat Tamo Bat Devorah, sponsored by the Chodjiev brothers. Chazak u'Baruch. We're going to move on today to a new topic, the topic of Cholesh She'en Bo Sakana. There's two categories. Up until now, primarily we've been discussing Cholesh She'yesh Bo Sakana, which means a person whose life is in danger. What happens if you have a person who's sickly, but it's not a danger to his life? There's zero danger to his life. It's just a sickness. What is permitted and what is not permitted to be done on Shabbat? There's a whole set of halachot. But before we even get to a person who's cholesh she'en bo sakana, we have to differentiate within that. There's two types of people. There's sometimes a case which is not defined as cholesh she'en bo sakana, a person who's considered to be in the category of sick. There's someone who might be going through, let's say, a headache, or he has a throat ache, but he can basically function like a regular person. He would still go to work, he would still be able to handle all the things, but he might be in a lot of pain. That is not called a sick person. In general, that's not called a sick person, because he's mitchazek ve'olech b'kibari. He's still functioning, he's still doing his daily activities, he's still able to do all the rest of the things that he would otherwise do. He might have a headache. That does not make him into cholesh she'en bo sakana. What does cholesh she'en bo sakana mean? It means a person who's bedridden, who is so weak he can't even get out of bed. So that type of a case is where it's already considered to be cholesh she'en bo sakana, where he's so sick that he's not able to just basically do basic functions. Or sometimes it doesn't have like a sickness per se, but the pain is so grueling that it's so much like a migraine, a very serious migraine, where it affects his entire body. So sometimes there's a pain, it's local, but that sometimes it gets so bad that he just simply has to lie down because of the pain and because of the nature of how severe it is. That's cholesh she'en bo sakana. Again, none of these cases are life-threatening, but it reaches its own category. So let's first discuss the lowest level, which is mechush, where he's not bedridden, he's still able to function, he's still able to do all the regular daily activities. So in that situation, he's not allowed to take any form of medicine or healing, any matter of healing, even if there's no per se violation involved in it, even if it's not a rabbinic or a Torah violation, any form of healing for such a person, the Chachamim prohibited in him doing, because there was a concern that he might come to make himself something that is asul to use. For example, to make himself a medicine, to grind the spices, to grind the various active ingredients in a medicine, and that would be prohibited. So the Chachamim laid a blanket prohibition in doing refuah, in doing any medicinal type stuff for a person who's just feeling aches and pains. And therefore that's, I guess, one category which you're going to get into, and then hopefully we'll transition into the category of cholesh she'en bo sakana, which is in a whole other league and a completely different discussion. So it's very important to mention and to distinguish between these two types of people that are either sick or in a lot of pain. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.